Hey, it's Mark Lanier with your video thought for the day. So I'm sitting here in my office and I'm doing a little bit of a word study. I'm looking at some of the Greek New Testament usages of different Greek words for love. And yesterday I talked to you about phileo, a kind of love that's an affectionate love. It's a love of relationships between friends. It's the root for the New Testament Greek word for kiss. It's a nice, good word that gets used in contexts, a variety of contexts. But today I want to shift for a moment and I want to talk about another Greek word. And the verb form is agapao. The noun is agape. And a lot of people teach the idea of agape being a divine love, whereas phileo is more of a love among humans. That's not necessarily a fair thing to do. The New Testament word has, or New Testament Greek has God as agape, an agapao God, a God who loves with agape love, but it also has him as a phileo lover. He's got that affectionate friend type love like we talked about yesterday. So both are divine. And the words kind of have some overlap because the verb agapao in the Greek can reference an affectionate type of love as well. But there seems to be a little bit of a difference that is worth us illustrating and talking about. Agape love, agapao, has within its context generally the idea of action. It's a working love, if you will. In fact, 1 John 3, John loved the word agape and agapao. He used it all the time. But in 1 John 3, he talks to the readers of his letter and he calls them little children, teknia. He says, little children. He says, let us love not in word nor what was it? It's talk. It's glossa. It's the same idea. So not in logos, word, not in glossa, talk, but let's love in deeds, work. Let's love in action and in truth. Now there, the verb that John uses for love is agapao, a service type love. It's a decisive love. It's not necessarily the kind of it's not really rooted in oooey gooey feelings. It's the kind of love that Jesus said we're to have for our enemies. I think most people have enemies or have at some point in their life. And Jesus isn't calling us to have ooey gooey affectionate feelings for them. But he is calling us to be decisive and to try to live our lives for the good of everyone, including our enemies. We want the best for everyone. We want to take our enemies and turn them into our friends. And so this idea of agapao, this verb, I really like it in that 1 John 3 passage, 3:18. I love the idea of making a decision that I'm going to live for the good of others, not simply talking about it, not simply saying it, but truly by the deeds that I do, I want to show my care and concern for the good of others. And in doing that, I'm reflecting the love of God, the agape love, the agapao love, that truly seeks our good. That's not simply God telling us he loves us, but he shows us he loves us. Of course, God's the ultimate at loving us and caring for us and showing us. We see it in the sacrifice of his own Son, the incarnation, leaving eternity's kingdom of heaven, existence as God, and becoming fully man as well as still fully God. All of that entailed in service love. So that's the kind of love I want to have for others. I'm going to try and grow in that today. I want you to join me. We'll talk about it a little bit more tomorrow. But meanwhile, that's your video thought for the day. Love in deed and truth, not simply words and talking. Have a good day.